All right, good morning, everybody, from the beautiful city of Kyiv, Ukraine. I just left my hotel, just checked out. Been staying there for 3 days now, exploring the city and generally having a good time when I'm not being woken up in the middle of the night by air raid alarms, which does happen fairly frequently here. But right now I am on my way to the Kyiv train station, where I'll actually be catching the metro and taking it to the bus station, where I will be catching a 12-hour flixbus from here in Kyiv down to the capital of Moldova, Chisinau. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to take you guys along with me for what should be a pretty interesting journey. This is, I think, the longest bus ride I've ever taken. And, you know, Flixbus is okay, but, you know, it does have its issues. And, of course, I'm going to be going through a large part of, like, central and eastern Ukraine, and then through, you know, about half of Moldova. So it's going to be an interesting bus ride. I am interested to see what the experience of crossing the border from Ukraine into Moldova is like. And either way, you guys are going to be there for it as well. So I hope you're ready. Right now, I got a big bag full of groceries, full of food for the trip, because I'm assuming there won't be any other way to get food or water when I'm on the bus. And yeah, should be, I don't want to say exciting, but it should be interesting, to say the least. There's the Kyiv Central Railway Station, where I arrived here just 3 short days ago. From Lviv. And if Google Maps is to be believed, the metro station should be right over here by the McDonald's. Found it. Fancy metro station for sure. You can see how crowded it is here, despite the fact that it's not even 6 in the morning yet. Made it out of the metro. Luckily, the further outside of this central city I got, the less people on the train, so but yeah, looks like I essentially am just going to be walking straight up this road for about the next 15 minutes, and that's where the bus station's going to be. I don't know why the hell Flixbus has to come out here, like way outside of the city center. Like, why can't it just stop at the central bus station or something? But whatever. As I'm walking on the side of this highway, 15 minutes to where this bus station is from the metro stop I just got off at, you might be wondering, Ethan, why not just take a ride share like Uber or something? Well, I have taken a couple of, actually not, I couldn't even get, despite the fact that Uber does claim to have drivers here, I literally could never find an Uber driver to pick me up here. And another popular one over here in Europe called Bolt, I attempted to use that and it did work, but I used it a total of 3 times, sorry. And 2 out of the 3 times I had to wait nearly an hour for the driver to pick me up. And the only reason I did it is because I was so sick of walking around and stuff like that, that I just couldn't fathom doing, like, you know, I would have had to do like a 30-40 minute walk, and I just was not feeling like doing that at that point in the day. But yeah, ride shares are, at least in my experience, very unreliable here, at least in Kyiv. I don't know about other parts of Ukraine, but certainly, I mean, I have to imagine if it's bad here in the capital, it's probably even worse in other parts of the country. But yeah, that's why I did a 20-minute walk to the train station this morning, followed by another 15-minute walk out here to the bus station, instead of just taking a ride share that probably would have taken like 20 minutes to get here. All right, guys, well, I made it to the bus station. It's a pretty small bus station, but I did in fact discover that this is the right bus station, so that's good. All right, well, one very crappy vending machine coffee later, and looks like the bus is here. Be on this bus for the next 12 hours. I did book 2 seats right next to each other, so I do have a little bit of room, but as you'll see in a minute here when I get on the bus, it's not the best. Hours, guys.
Місто Житомир. Відправлення буде 8:50. Хто хоче в туалет, зараз будемо приїжджати по ліву сторону. В автобусі туалет.
All right, guys. Well, we're at our first of, I think, 4 or 5 stops. We're only here for 10 minutes, so I can't be off the bus for too long, but it is nice to be able to stretch your legs. But yeah, not really too exciting looking of a city. I think it's called Zhytomyr. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. But yeah, we're like I said, about an hour and a half into the ride, and yeah. Does that say what I think it says? I mean, it says Putin first, and then it has like a little asterisk in the middle, so I'm assuming that's got to be a cuss word. That's pretty funny. But anyway, so yeah, it's about time to get back on the bus, I think, already. Last thing I want is for this friggin' bus to leave me stranded in this random Ukrainian city with my backpack still on there. So. But yeah, it's going okay so far. Luckily, that screaming baby, was only screaming for like the first 10 minutes of the ride and then kind of chilled out after that, so that's nice. The guy in front of me is leaning his seat back, but luckily that's why I bought 2 seats, so even if he's leaning 1 seat back, I can just sit in the other one. So like I said, so far not too bad, about as good as you could possibly expect a flixbus from Kyiv to Chisinau to possibly be. Well, that was supposed to be a 10-minute stop. It ended up being more like 40 minutes, but we're back on the road now, pulling out of the city. It looks like the next stop is like another 2 hours away or something. Well, that was crazy. We just got an accident. Minor one, luckily, but the truck that we kind of hit a little bit just took off too, didn't even stop. Just crazy. But looks like everyone's okay, so that's good. Like I said, very minor accident. I don't know what we're gonna do now, though. I don't know what kind of, process they have for this. Like if we're just gonna keep going, or if they need to stop and do some kind of report, or what needs to happen now. But yeah, things just got super chaotic, and we're in the middle of nowhere. So that's interesting. The mirror that truck took out. Man. I had a feeling this bus trip wouldn't just go super smoothly. I had a feeling. But, I mean, as far as accidents go, that was very minor, so I should consider myself lucky for that at least. Well, apparently they had a backup mirror. See it, but the guy's literally putting it on right now. So I guess this happens all the time for them to carry backup mirrors on the bus. That's crazy, but hopefully this means we'll be rolling here pretty soon. We've been sitting here for like 20 minutes now, but yeah, crazy, man. They literally got like a whole tool kit and everything here. You see they're still working on it, but hopefully they should be done soon. I gotta say, it's a little nerve-wracking being on the side of this highway like this. All these trucks and stuff driving by, especially how crazy the fucking drivers are here. It's insane. I almost got ran over like 20 times in the week that I've been in this country. But yeah, like I said, I really hope we get moving soon here, because the longer we're sitting here, the more chances there are that another big ass truck is going to come by and take us out or something. So if it were me, honestly, I probably would have just rolled over to the next town that's like 5 minutes down the road from here, and done the repairs there and not on the side of the road here. But that's just me. Oh, we're moving again. That was crazy. Hopefully that's the craziest thing that happens today. just got to the next stop. I don't know if we're allowed to get off the bus here or not, or for how long. I'm trying to gauge that, figure that out right now. But yeah, we're kind of just on the outskirts of the city. Not really able to see too much. Looks like some people are trying to get off though. I don't know if that's because this is their stop or just because, you know, it's like time for a break. I guess, like I said, I guess we'll see. I'm also wondering if they're going to try to like cut down on stop time to make up for, you know, us sitting on the side of the road for 40 minutes while he changed the side mirror. Yeah, it looks like we're rolling again, so I don't know. It would appear that we're not getting a break there because we are continuing to head down the road now. Could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure the next stop is actually at the border, so I don't know how long it's going to take to get there, but that looks like the next stop.
Поки не виходьте, сидіть поки по місцях, я скажу, коли можна виходити.
Looks like we're at the border. I have no idea what's about to happen, so let's see, I guess. Might be here for quite a while, from what I've heard. I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. Obviously, I can't film too much, you know, at the border checkpoints and stuff, but I'll see what I can do. Everyone's gotten off the bus. I guess we're taking a little break here. I'll tell you something. I was trying to figure out what was going on, and so you know, of course, the bus driver doesn't speak very much English, like pretty much none. So I used the little translator, but yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody speaks English on this bus, because he even yelled out. He was like, "Does anyone speak English?" I could tell that I didn't understand him, but I could tell that's what he was saying in Ukrainian, and everybody was like, "Nope." So I'm pretty sure I'm legitimately like the only English speaker on the entire bus, which is kind of a crazy feeling. But I guess, what do I expect in this part of the world on a bus between Kyiv, Ukraine, and Chisinau, Moldova? But speaking of Moldova, we're literally at the border right now. This is, kind of see it through the trees, but this river right here is the border between Ukraine and Moldova. So we're right there. We're very close. Like I said, I've heard that it can take a really long time, especially leaving Ukraine can take a really long time, so I have no idea what to expect. He said 5 to 10 minutes before we move on from where we're at now, but I don't know if that means 5 to 10 minutes to actually get through. I highly doubt that. I think he just means 5 to 10 minutes before we pull actually up to the border guards. So, yep. See how interesting this gets. We're going through the border checkpoint right now. Just had a guard ask to see my passport, but they didn't stamp it out yet, so I'm assuming that's coming next probably. Also, remember when I said 20 minutes and we got back on the bus? well, it ended up being about another hour after that. So we're definitely like almost an hour and a half now we've been here. Oh my God, man. So I got my passport stamped. My my bag got checked. All of our bags got checked. They had a dog come through here, everything. We still haven't left Ukraine yet. It's crazy. We've been here for almost 3 hours now. I thought it took a long time to get into Ukraine, about an hour and a half, but getting out has definitely been much worse. And I don't even know what's going to happen when we go into Moldova. I mean, obviously we're going to have to go through customs on that side as well, and I have no idea. I hope that doesn't take as long as this. I have no idea, but I can tell you there's definitely no way that we're going to get there by 6:30, which is what it originally said. So, because it's at least a 3-hour drive to Chisinau from here. Oh well. That was the border, and we'll see how long this takes to get through on the Moldova side. Hopefully not 3 hours like on the Ukraine side. Alright, well now waiting on the Moldovan side. We're sitting here now for about 20 minutes, so oh man, I hope this doesn't take too much longer. Alright guys, well we finally made it through passport control in Moldova. That took like another, I think, over an hour. So yeah, it's pretty late. It's like almost 5:30 now. We still got like a 3-hour drive to get to Chisinau, so we're definitely not going to be getting there as planned at like 6:45 or whatever it was. But at least I'm through. The toughest part should be over now, and just have to sit back and enjoy the last 3 hours of this ride and get into the city, get to my hotel. Main highway right now, and it's not even paved. Moldova is already blowing me away. Sorry, trying to get you a view, but it didn't work out. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's like it keeps going back and forth between being this like very poorly paved road or just like straight up like a dirt and gravel road. And this is like the main highway that connects the border with the capital city. That's crazy. All right, guys. Well, luckily the road conditions have improved a little bit. Some guy back there just like flipped the bus off as we were like driving by him. That was so funny. I started dying laughing. I couldn't believe it. A warm welcome to Moldova. seemingly more developed part of the country now. We're actually on a highway there for a little bit, but it looks like it's gone back down to a 2-lane road for now. But it looks like we're about 50 or so kilometers from Chisinau, which I just realized I've been pronouncing wrong this entire time. Yeah, the views actually aren't so bad at the moment. Well, guys, it's 8:15 and we officially just drove into Chisinau, however you say it. Yeah, wow, long bus ride. We are on track to be about 2 hours later than the original time we were supposed to get here. Oh my God, I finally fucking made it to Chisinau. I think I'm finally saying it right. Oh my God, that was insane. That was the longest bus ride I've ever been on in my life. It ended up being 13 hours to get here, almost 13 hours. And I mean between the little kid that was like screaming and crying on and off, and then, you know, the fact that we were between Ukrainian and Moldovan customs, we were at the border for like fucking 4 hours, a little over, I think it was more like 4.5 hours. Oh my God. And then that drive, I swear, the drive from the Ukrainian border to here to Chisinau, it was like going back in time. I swear, like until we got right outside of Chisinau, there was like no Western anything, you know, like every restaurant, every gas station we passed, which signs of civilization were few and far between, but every little bit of civilization we passed, it was like just some old Soviet era type stuff, just crazy. I mean, kind of interesting to drive through a part of the world like this to see that from, you know, the perspective of, you know, being on a bus. But man, definitely very different than what I'm used to. And I mean, you know, seeing this part of Europe, it's, oh my God, it could not be more different from like, you know, Western Europe. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm here now. I'm in Chisinau, and I am going to try to figure out a easy way to get to my hotel. Worst case scenario, it's a 25-minute walk, but I hope I don't have to walk it, honestly. But yeah, wow, I am so happy to be off of that bus. You have no idea. Oh, it feels amazing to be done with that bus ride finally. I'm walking towards my hotel, and I can tell you that thus far, Chisinau seems to be in a bit of a state of disrepair. It honestly reminds me, it's a bit third worldish, I'll be honest. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just, you know, telling you the truth. It's a bit third worldish. It reminds me of like, I don't know, being like somewhere in Mexico or something like that, except of course it's nothing but white, you know, white people here because we're in Eastern Europe. But yeah, it definitely, I'll tell you what, I can understand, having only been here for a short time, I can kind of understand already why this is the least visited capital city in all of Europe. Well guys, I just got to my hotel. It was an interesting walk, that's for sure. The city is not very pedestrian friendly from what I've seen so far. But I just got to my hotel, and this place actually isn't too bad, honestly. It's pretty, actually a really big room. So it was like $65 a night. Not the nicest hotel in the city, but like I said, doesn't seem half bad, honestly. So I'll take it. Well, it's already after 9 o'clock. It's, you know, a lot later than I expected to get here, but I'm just happy I finally got here. And yeah, I'm pretty beat right now. I need a shower and maybe a little something to eat, and then I'm crashing. All right, guys. Well, good morning from Chisinau, Moldova. Behind me is the lovely hotel that I stayed at last night, the Villa Aarhus. It got the job done. I mean, you saw the room. It was a huge room. The very unfortunate thing is that the AC in the room is not working, and according to the hotel, none of the ACs are working. So that's kind of a crappy thing, especially considering that the hotel was like $60 a night. But what are you gonna do? It's in a good location and it's clean. So a lot of other hotels that match those descriptions in Chisinau are honestly even more expensive. So I guess, what am I gonna do about it? But anyway, I'm exploring the city today. First though, I have to go to the train station, which is about a 15-minute walk from here, and I have to figure out how I'm gonna get tickets for that overnight train that goes from here to Bucharest, Romania. And if I can't figure out how to get tickets for that train, because I couldn't get them online, so I'm gonna try to buy them in person. And if I can't figure out how to buy them in person, or they're already sold out for the day I want to go, I'm just gonna get a plane ticket, because you can get a really cheap one-way flight to Bucharest from here, and it's only like an hour flight. So we'll see what happens. Well, coming up to the train station here, it's that building right up there. A surprisingly nice looking building, at least from the outside. And this little fountain and park here in front of it is also pretty nice. I will say Chisinau definitely has a rough look to it in a lot of places, but I was a little concerned when I first got here yesterday evening, because I was like, oh my god, man, it looks so rough in a lot of areas. You know, I was wondering if it was even like safe to be just walking around. But having been here for you know over last night and now this morning, honestly it feels just as safe as walking around just anywhere else in Eastern Europe. So that's a good thing. It definitely, you know, it had a vibe like, you know, it'd be like walking around maybe somewhere in like, you know, like a more dangerous part of like South America or something, but it's not like that at all. I mean, I should have known better. It's Eastern Europe. All right, guys. Well, I got my ticket to Bucharest for Sunday night. That was really easy to get, and I actually got my own room. So there's two classes. There's first and second class, and either way it's a sleeper car. But one way there's 4 beds, and the other way there's 2 beds in the room if you do first class. But you can actually book. I did 2 first class seats, so I get the whole room to myself, and it was 1,300 Moldovan lei, which is like about $75. So it was actually cheaper than the bus ticket to get here from Kyiv, booking both of those seats on that bus. And I think it'll be a more enjoyable ride. I mean, I've heard mixed things about this train, but I mean, I've got a bed, I've got a whole room to myself with 2 beds to sleep in, so it can't be worse than that bus. But look at this train station, totally empty right now. It's like a pretty nice looking train station, but it's like totally empty, and all the lights are off. There's a random fish tank over here. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a fish tank in a train station before, but yeah, wow. It's like totally empty. There's a few people in here, but for the most part, it's, you know, it's just me. Oh, look at this. There's like a little, some big like model over here. Look at that. Crazy. There's the platforms out there. Another fish tank, but this one is not operational. No fish in that one. But yeah, wow, what a crazy train station. I love it. All right, guys, well, now that that's done, I got the rest of the day to explore Chisinau. I'm excited about it. You know, the more I'm here, the more I'm starting to like this place. I actually really did. I do love this train station. It's just so unique, you know. And I think the reason why it's so empty is because there's only like 3 trains a day that leave from this train station. I think you've got the one to Bucharest, the overnight train. You've got another one to some other city in Moldova, and then I think maybe there's like one third one, and like I swear, and that's it. There's like no other trains that go through this city. It's crazy. Like most of the transportation in and out of the city is by bus, and then of course they've got a small airport here as well that offers flights to like Bucharest and a couple of other places. But yeah, that's about it. Not many people traveling in and out of Chisinau, that's for sure. But anyway, now I got the rest of the day to explore the city, so I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed what was an absolutely crazy experience traveling from Kyiv, Ukraine here to Chisinau, Moldova on a flixbus during the war, you know, all that stuff. It was certainly a crazy experience, but definitely one that I'll never forget. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I'll see you guys soon for another adventure.